time has come for a return. Hello everybody, welcome to another movie review vlog. Yes, I do realize it's been a while, and I do apologize for that, as always, but I'm trying to get right back on track. Seeing as how there's a new year, it's a new year, and also a new slew of movies that are coming out, which I will discuss in a future video somewhere down the road. But for now, Alita Battle Angel, which is one of the very few most underrated anime manga series that I've ever seen in my entire life. And by that I mean this underrated franchise has a very special place in my heart because Alita Battle Angel was originally a manga series in 1990. Then they did a short adaptation into the anime. So the anime series was very short-lived, and I used to see this. It was actually one of the very first anime cartoons I saw as a little kid. I thought it was very exciting, but at the same time, when I saw all the massive amounts of dark gore that were in here, I was like, oh my god, they actually put this in cartoons. That was quite the eye-opener for me at the time. Now, as for the movie itself, it took a very long time to put this film together, mostly because the manga series itself was very short and also a little convoluted with the origin stories of the main character itself. But one way or another, they managed to squeeze one out because, you know, Hollywood needs to adapt every single little book that they can find. So, what did I think about the movie? Well, it was meh. That's pretty much all I can say about it. It's meh. Yeah, so as for the movie itself, I'm going to get a lot of the good stuff out of the way. The action scenes were really great, as well as the special effects that went along with here that was fluid throughout most of the movie, especially with a lot of the action scenes, the rollerball stuff, as well as the fight scenes with Alita herself. And the actress who played Alita did very well for the most part, but she got really kind of cliche and stagnant near the third act at the very end. A lot of the other actors in here were pretty good, especially with her love interest, and Christoph Waltz was pretty good. Although I did find it pretty goofy at times that he was kind of out of place with a giant propel hammer. Now, some of the other bad stuff I would have to say is that some of the other characters that were pretty bad would have to be Jennifer Connelly, who just stood around doing nothing more than half the time, as well as this other main villain who was like this, I forgot the guy's name, I'll probably just post it up right here, but he was pretty much just standing around as well, acting like a really big coward. For the movie itself, they did expand on a lot of stuff and a lot of ideas for this expansive world. But I would have to say that this movie felt a little too much like Hunger Games or one of those other post-apocalyptic books, straight-to-movies type deals, where you have a strong female protagonist in a very crappy post-apocalyptic world, and she has to rise up against the tyrannical power of the all-powerful, evil old white man, or something like along those lines. And it felt pretty cliche, and I was quite drawn out for the most part. They did adapt a lot of stuff really well from the manga series itself, from a lot of the scenes which I can't dive into too much, but I will say that some of the main villains were pretty good, except for the samurai guy near the end who only had just a face and a sword, which I thought was really dumb because I did like the other villain from the manga and anime series, although the other villain, Bushka, did pretty well for himself. But that's the thing about villains. It's mostly because of the fact that these villains are there just to support as antagonizing and as threats and challenges for the main character herself, which they were quite intimidating, but for the most part it was mostly just cyber goons as well, doing a lot of cyber gore, and that also kind of drew me out as well. This movie was apparently a PG-13, yet they only had the stuff to do very little cyber gore effects, like amputees getting their robotic limbs chopped off or their bodies cut, but no blood whatsoever. There were a few stabbings from human characters, like in the arm or in the chest, but that was pretty much it. But that's pretty much as straightforward as you can get. I don't really have a whole lot of hate for it, but then again, I don't have a whole lot of love for this movie either. And from what I can tell from the box office records, they're pretty much doing pretty poorly for the most part. Is it a terrible movie? Not really. Is it a good movie? Not exactly. It's sort of right in the middle, and that's pretty much where I'm going to put this movie in and of itself, and that's why I'm going to give this movie a 2.5 out of 5 stars. And yeah, sorry to make this brief, but I'm trying to get back into the game. Like I said before at the beginning of the video, I got a lot of personal stuff that were coming up here and there, but I will get back into regular review uploads within the next couple of weeks, so just bear with me on that. And I think that's pretty much it. If you guys like what you see, or if you have any other video reviews that you have requests for me to review, feel free to let me know at my Patreon page, where I'll accept any $1 donation for any movie review that you guys want me to review, as well as any, whether it be past or present, it doesn't really matter. And of course, if you guys have any thoughts about the movie itself, feel free to let me know in the description box below. And that's pretty much it. So with that said, I will see you all next time.